Tonight across northeast Florida and southeast Georgia. Look at this video right here. This is just in, and it's north of Valdosta, Georgia, and you can see several homes there destroyed.
And a similar story here on the First Coast, Heather. That's a large metal box that you just saw there that was lifted up by the strong winds and then tumbled along this yard between houses in St. Johns County. We're checking in now with meteorologist Robert Speta. He's joining us live in Fernandina Beach. And Robert, we got reports of damage there too this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty significant damage out here after those storms came through last night. Winds were reported at the airport, by the way, at 73 miles per hour. And it is no surprise that you've probably seen those winds here after that damage. Look behind me. See that roof? Now, this just was punctured right through. Out in this direction, a lanai down. He just installed that. Multiple fences down as well. And actually talked to one of the residents earlier on this morning about what it felt like as he took shelter from the storm.
I heard rain hitting, and then I heard wind starting to get a little louder. And then I got to a point where I was a little concerned. So I grabbed the wife, the kid, and then we went under our stairs. Being a pilot, I know the sound of wind and what it can do. And it sounded like a tornado or at least a microburst to me.
What he did there was the exact proper thing you should do. Get to an interior room in this situation. And based on the damage pattern, it was likely a microburst. That happens following significant evaporative cooling aloft, causing the storm to more or less collapse over a small area, resulting in a concentrated stream of high winds that can produce very localized but severe damage.
At 1:30 this morning, and we were unloading the car, and I noticed some things out in the front that wasn't normal, and my wife turned the lights on out there to look out on the patio, and that's what you see.
And that really does illustrate just how concentrated these winds are and why, you know, even just with a severe thunderstorm warning in place, I say just, you still need to take that seriously. You have all the damage back here, but even just in the front yards, there's not much on the other side of these houses or on the road over. We have another storm coming up on Wednesday, by the way, so you definitely want to be weather aware. And I have Tim here. I want to talk to Tim about, you know, this damage out here and look at that forecast heading into Wednesday. Tim?
Hey, Robert, I'd love to talk to you and ask you a couple of questions. I'm curious because as we're going to go back to Robert, as Robert knows, it's one thing to indicate on radar that it was straight line winds, but it's another thing to be on the ground. You've looked at it with the drone, you're on the ground. So what's your take at least right now? I know we're waiting officially from the National Weather Service.
Yeah, and I do want to stress that. I just mentioned, you know, I do think it's a microburst, but the National Weather Service is still doing surveillance on this. You know, you don't just look at these situations and go EF2. They actually come through. They have an official that surveys. Right now, it's straight line winds. Can I show just right over here? You see how that fence is leaned in this direction? And then if you look, I'm sorry to just make you twirl around, but on the other side, you have the other fences. Everything is pointed in that direction. So that tells me straight winds, straight line winds. If it was a tornado, it would just be all over the place, Tim.
All right. Thank you very much, Robert.